As reported in a recent Farmers Weekly by Annette Scott, titled Project to Improve Farm Management, we're going to learn more about the work that Red Meat Profit Partnership has been doing with its farm assurance program. Farmers are looking at their land and businesses very differently these days, and this is all following a sustainability trial piloted by sheep and beef farmers. The pilot project is aimed at testing continuous improvement practices on farm management decisions that will prepare farmers for the up-and-coming regulatory environment that we now need to farm and grow our food and fibre underneath. Project Manager Alan McDermott joins us now on Ceres Country. Alan, thank you so much for taking the time to join us, particularly on this Changemaker show, as we look towards tools that are going to actually support farmers and growers to move towards, as we said there, this new regulatory environment. Can you kick off by just giving us the path that the New Zealand Farm Assurance Program has been on to date?
Yeah, kia ora, Sarah. Thanks for having us. Look, RMPP kicked off the New Zealand Farm Assurance Program a number of years ago to bring together the farm assurance programs that various meat companies had, which covered animal welfare and food safety and traceability. They then, 2 years ago, decided to get into more the sustainability area and recognising the trends that were emerging around the world. Consumers want to understand where their food has come from and how it's produced. And so the Red Meat Profit Partnership embarked on developing the NZFAP Plus program, which is really about sustainability, so natural resource management, people management, and also biosecurity, which is important around sustainability as well. And so we developed the standard, and then we piloted that with 35 farmers last year. That ran for about 7 months. We kicked off just as we got put into lockdown, so we were going to get out and talk to lots of farmers on their farms. We had to do it all through Zoom, so we didn't get dirty at all, unfortunately, because we like to get out on farm and have a dig and look at the soil, but we didn't get to do that. We did it all through Zoom, but it was a really worthwhile program, and we did get to evaluate what we'd put together and got some really positive feedback from it as well.
Yeah, let's talk about the valuable insights that you have seen from implementing it only on a pilot of 35 farms so far.
Yeah, look, one of the key things that came through loud and clear that farm planning, if we're going to do this well and we want it implemented across a broad number of people, it needs to be owned by the farmer. It's got to be for the farmer, for their farm business, for the natural resources that they have at their disposal, not because someone else is telling them they need to be doing this. And it's about enabling them to create their own legacy for their business. And so farm planning is valuable in and of itself for the farm family and the farm business. They also said that, working in small groups, a bit like the action groups that have come out of RMPP, they see there's a really valuable way to get that peer learning if we're going to get progress on this. So each farm has their own plan, but working collectively in small groups, they can build and share their own experiences and give each other confidence and support to get there. And it also makes it a more cost-effective means of getting good rural professionals in to support those farmers as well. So that's something that was important. They also recognised that there would need to be some kind of incentives in some cases for some people to get involved. Not everybody gets excited about biodiversity and water and soil and those sort of things. And so sometimes there is going to need to be some incentive from the marketplace. Food's pretty cheap, really, and it certainly doesn't consider the true cost of food. And so maybe we need to think about, how that works.
And let's talk about the collaboration with the meat processors, where they individually had their own farm assurance plans, and some of them didn't really want to budge back in the original days because they seemed to deem them as a competitive advantage. What is the environment like now to come to have a collective New Zealand farm assurance program?
Yeah, look, it's really strong, Sarah, and so the processors have come together and they've formed the New Zealand Farm Assurance Incorporated Society, and so that society now owns NZFAP and NZFAP Plus, and they are continuing the development collectively of the sustainability program. So NZFAP Plus is being developed collectively under and with the guidance of the NZFAI. So that collaboration is going very, very well, and the notions of having these things as a competitive positioning domestically, internationally, as a company against company, they're gone, and they're seeing this as being a really key platform that we can work collectively in New Zealand to achieve the right outcomes and underpin their own brands, underpin the Taste Pure Nature initiative from beef and lamb and the companies. And why can't it be used as a key underpinning foundation for the Fit for a Better World and Tataio strategies as well?
And also Minister O'Connor's single integrated farm plan as well. Is this saying that we are already underway with his objective?
Absolutely. So this is the kind of initiative that Minister O'Connor is keen to see. Industry is taking a leadership position in this and covering a broad range of topics that are relative to farmers, or relevant to farmers, and also, fulfill all the regulatory obligations that might exist there, but are also looking forward and looking out to the marketplace as well and addressing what customers' concerns are, but also thinking about what are the concerns of individual farmers and their farming families. How are they going to ensure the longevity of their business? And so it very much is aligned to the initiative that's going through MPI around integrated farm planning. And the intent there would be ensure that whatever is built within FAP Plus is very much hand in glove and probably goes beyond what's required in integrated farm planning.
When we talk about the need for doing these things, it is sad when it does say this is simply about market access over achieving a premium, particularly in markets whereby they don't value a lot of these key things that we do here to protect our biodiversity, our water quality, our climate change targets. So what is the feedback coming from meat processors in how fundamental this would be to achieve premiums in the markets that do care?
Yeah, look, a good question. And there's a range of answers that come back from companies, and they'll need to speak for themselves on that front. But ultimately, you've got some that say this is about customer access. Others are saying that this will be, the ability to generate premiums potentially. But there are companies that are saying that this kind of program will be a requirement if you want to be part of a supply program connected to premium customers. And so that's the way in which you'll get paid for that from the marketplace. But I think there's a growing pool of consumers out there who really do have the inclination to understand where their food comes from, and there's plenty of examples where things have gone badly in the food supply chain, and they want to see this done well. And we do have the ability, if we tell our story well and we have the evidence to underpin it, it can't just be a fluffy story. We must have the evidence, and that's what this kind of continuous improvement quality assurance program is about, is having the evidence to demonstrate that we are walking the talk and we're not just, telling a fluffy story. It's got to be real. That's what people will pay for. It's got to be sausage with a sizzle.
The sausage with the sizzle. I love that. Thank you so much. Alan McDermott, who's been contracted from his business Agri-Food Strategy Limited to Red Meat Profit Partnership to design and implement our New Zealand Farm Assurance Program.